I'm like, what do you think of all the Elon stuff? Oh, I love it. I love it.
Love it.
Way too many people. Our government needs to be run like a business. I'm like,
What do you really do as a park ranger?
well, you range over the parks.
I think like 2 guys could do that.
Jacob, come on.
I'm just saying, like,
fucking libertarian over here.
I'm not gonna say I'm libertarian, but I'll say that's where I lean.
Understood.
One guy compared being a libertarian to like a cat. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, cats think that they can do everything by themselves, but they need somebody to feed them and shit.
Yeah, and scoop their litter.
And when he said that, I was like, yeah, I'm not a libertarian.
You're not a libertarian. You're living in a shed in your parents' backyard.
I am.
So.
But I'm doing that freely.
Barely. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Hogs podcast, the YouTube only show that I do whenever the fuck I feel like it. And we're on the road. We're with Jakob Kendall, returning hog.
Hog life.
Here in his Madhouse hat. Mm-hmm. So yeah, a little crossover.
Yeah.
If you guys are a fan of the house, then yeah, that's what's up. We're here with Jakob. We're in Phoenix, Arizona. Hot child, summer in the city. And Jakob got me on Zins.
Yeah, I see you over there fiddling with it.
I'm putting it in, like trying to stuff it in, like.
Oh, you're going the lower decky route.
Yeah, what do you do?
Upper decky.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. And what do you notice a difference? It's like a double decker bus in London.
Pretty much.
Top deck is good for the views.
That's how I feel.
Bottom deck's more secure.
I like to feel the breeze in my hair. You know, I like to live life a little bit more free-spiritedly. Mm-hmm. I feel like when you go the lower deck route, it's a little bit, want to say, uncomfortable for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Should I move mine to the upper?
No.
Okay.
I said you, but it's uncomfortable for me when I put it in the lower
And
deck.
why is that?
I was trying to land the plane. I don't know. It just doesn't really feel right in like...
Well, you have a small mouth.
I do have a small mouth.
So that I can imagine...
Notoriously small mouth.
I can imagine a Zin in that mouth probably goes crazy.
Yeah. I mean...
Zin's taking over.
It's taking over the mouth. It's set up a residency.
Yeah.
And it's paying rent.
Cause we taking over.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in Phoenix. We just wrapped up a weekend at the Desert Ridge Improv.
Yes.
Fire.
Dope club.
Fire.
Great times.
We did 3 shows.
Hell yeah.
Tonight's show, Sunday night, banger.
Banger.
You would have thought I was a Def Comedy Jam, whatever it
was.
is.
Yeah, people were losing their minds.
People were hooting and hollering.
Some lady stood up. She was like, "Hey, that was awesome."
Oh.
Not tonight, but the other.
What?
I was talking about the other night.
Oh.
Remember that lady who stood up?
Yeah, that was last night.
Yeah.
So last night in the front row, drunk bitch once again, just long black hair.
Tried to test your gangster.
Long black hair, frizzled out, long black hair, pale, teeth that have been worn by years of abuse of some sort of substance.
Yes.
And her hubby sitting across from her were sharing a fishbowl Desert Ridge Improv drink. And the bowl was much closer to her than it was to him.
She was hogging the bowl.
She was road hogging the bowl.
She was road hogging the bowl.
And the minute I got up, wow, I love wilding out. You're a white girl. I'm a white girl, Maddy. At first, and by at first, I mean first 90 seconds. It was funny, playful.
Camaraderie.
Throwing some and then she's getting she thinks it's a two-way conversation.
She's like, I could do stand-up.
Yeah. And
this needs to be the me and Maddy show.
Yeah, it needs to be me and Maddy show. At one point, she stood up. And when a bitch gets out of her chair, I'm like, we're done.
Yeah.
I'm not engaging with you anymore.
She's going to come after you with the teeth.
I know.
She was going to like...
I know. She stood up and she looked at the
you.
crowd. She was like, yeah, drink it in. I'm like, you're nasty, bitch. She was like a pale, skinny chick, like a skinny single mom vibes.
And the fishbowl was doing the talking
And
for
her boyfriend was like, oh my God.
Damn.
And for the first 15 minutes or so, it's just, yeah, that's right. Yeah, You know it.
You know it.
And at one point I said, you gotta stop. And then they just kicked her out.
You're like, actually, I don't know it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to know it.
But it would have only gotten worse because the staff said when she went back to pay her check, she was running around. They said they was trying to catch her like she was a raccoon.
They compared her to a raccoon.
Yeah, she ran into the kitchen. She was like the greased up deaf man from Family Guy. You can't catch me. And yeah, she has a bunch of kids at home. And then after she left the show, it started fire. But then I don't think people can hear when there's someone in the front row like yelling out stuff. But it bothers me, throws me off. And the people around her were
It goes way far back.
Deep. It's like your grandma's pussy in there.
Not my granny.
Yeah, I said it. It goes way back. But tonight's show was like, you could say, I would like put my eyebrow like this. Ah!
Yeah.
I move my foot. Little elbow. Oh my God. It was great. You don't usually have the last show be the best one like that.
Yeah, it was bussin'.
And we were kind of nervous because when we got there, our host this weekend was a guy named Tony. Mm-hmm. And you would think, hey, I'm Tony. Yeah. But he was more like, hey, I'm Tony.
Yes.
Gay. Yeah. Gay, used to live in LA, used to work for Joan Rivers Fashion Police, used to open for Joan Rivers, so he's like a queen. But he's like very masculine. I was telling you, he's a boss queen. Yeah. I love like a masculine gay guy. Mm-hmm. Like he had tattoos, but also like Ed Hardy jeans. But was like,
he had dope stories.
Yeah, he was like good stories.
Yeah, he was had very good seasoned.
Stories. He was like, Joan Rivers' daughter is a cunt. He said, he was telling us, he told me like, on Fashion Police, you know Fashion Police, right?
No.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, you guys got to, I was like, no fucking idea. But
the guy was referencing all these things. Jacob has no idea.
It was still interesting, I guess. Like I was like, oh, this seems.
Fashion Police back in the day. You know Joan Rivers?
Barely.
Okay, so she's old. Original plastic surgery face.
Yes.
Furs.
That's what I know of her.
Like, blah, 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 says it how it is. Original, like, Catskills comedian woman, like,
she
saying
like
it how it is. Yeah. Saying it how it is. Legend. Because back in the day, you think I say it how it is in 2025? Think about back in the day.
Joan Rivers is telling it how
being
it
a crass
is,
woman in, like, the 50s. Dude, that's crazy. She's finna get her ass murdered.
She had a set of knockers on her.
Oh, yeah. Big titties.
Figuratively and literally.
Oh, yeah. And they were touching her chin. Mm-hmm. So Fashion Police, back in the day, the red carpet, they would have the Oscars. Shout out. We just watched the Oscars. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. Yeah. I don't know what to say. I'm shocked. Back in the day, they would have the red carpet. And the next day, they had a show on E called The Fashion Police. And it was Joan Rivers making fun of everyone's outfits.
At like the Oscars and whatnot?
Yeah, and stuff like that. She would call people fat, sluts, whores.
Damn.
And the guy, Tony, wrote for the show.
Tony's like, look at that fucking whore over there, Joan. Don't you think? Yeah. And Joan's like, yeah, write that down.
And he wrote all the shows. They filmed it in like, Joan would fly in from New York and she would fly out the next day. They would film in one day.
Damn.
Tony had a story. He said they had Miss Piggy on once. And Miss Piggy, did you know this? Miss Piggy, they put her in a box and she flies first class.
The fucking puppet?
The puppet, yeah. The Muppet. And the puppeteer sits next to her. Kermit and Piggy fly first class. Every other Muppet gets checked.
God, I feel broke now.
Imagine being one of the other Muppets.
I'm over here and coached like this.
Imagine being the other Muppets in cargo.
I would be like, imagine seeing that. Like you walk on the plane, you're like, what?
Yeah, you walk by a fucking Muppet.
The other Muppets in like the fucking the pig guy.
Yeah.
What's his name?
They're in the cargo. They're not even in coach. They're down there.
But Piggy and Kermit.
You know the Oscar and Gonzo and fucking Rizzo the Rat. They're down there like it's just like
they're conversing.
They're like, yeah, I know. And the thing is, for me, it's like I get it. I get Piggy and Kermit are like the stars or whatever. But like I've been here for years.
It's like I'm a part of this as well.
They're like I feel like
I'm the Grouch.
I feel like I sell merch. Like I bring in a lot of business. Like my sponsorship is crazy. And
people weren't grouchy before me. I'm the Grouch.
That's the thing.
I brought Grouch to the culture.
And people are saying like Fonzie's out.
Fonzie's on the outs.
Fozzie Bear's out. And someone told me, don't tell anyone this. Someone told me that Rizzo's auditioning for other stuff. Don't tell anyone.
Dang.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about how I used to go and watch Sesame Street in Portuguese.
Why?
And I used to go over to this lady's house, my mom's friend, and they were Brazilian, and we would watch it in Portuguese.
Really?
Yeah.
Stupid.
I know.
I can't even riff on that.
I know.
Cut. Next. Okay, so we had Tony. So Tony was our gay host.
Mm.
So moved to Phoenix because he's over LA.
Yes.
And when we get there, Tony's telling us about the Desert Ridge Improv, which, mind you, last time I was in Phoenix, I did the Tempe Improv. And that was where
He said that was the better of the two.
He said that?
Yeah, he said the Tempe was like the one.
I like the Desert Ridge more.
You do?
But I think I'm better at comedy now, so I'm like, this room's better.
Okay.
But that in Tempe, that's where I had that clip of the guy heckling me.
Great
and a
clip.
big black dude standing up and saying to the heckler, we're not doing that tonight. We trying to have a nice night.
He's
And
the
I'm-
man for doing that.
And I'm like, no, wait, big black guy, sit down.
No, please keep going.
So Tempe for me was kind of like lit, kind of like a little more hood, a little more crusty dusty, like very like truck driving. But Desert Ridge is more
Namby-pamby.
we're in the Desert Ridge marketplace. But Tony told us before the shows even start, he was like, they're pretty conservative. One time I made fun of, be careful if you do political stuff, because one time Tony the gay guy said he made fun of Trump's hair. And what did he say? 2 men walked out of the show and the staff said, where are you going? And the men said, we're going to our truck to get our guns so we can kill a faggot.
Yeah, that shit was...
And they said they zip tied the guys on the sidewalk.
He's like, we got him zip tied. Don't even worry
That's
about
fucking hilarious. So I thought I was going to bomb. I thought it was going to be like a struggle weekend of me being like, oh boy, for my next one. And it was great.
Yeah. The thought of me bombing didn't occur when I heard that story. I don't know what that says about my act.
Yeah, motherfuckers over here like, I'm going to be great.
Yeah, I was like, oh, well, good luck, guys.
I thought we all did well. You said you had one that you didn't like.
Yeah, late show Saturday. I mean, I think it was the same one where that lady got kicked out. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I felt like off, but I mean, I think it didn't go like bad.
Yeah, I'd say overall, I mean, the feature spot is a tough one.
I don't think it's as bad as host, and I don't think it's as bad as headliner either.
Headlining sucks.
Yeah. I
It's
feel like
so long.
it's so long. I feel like there's a lot of pressure.
I like the whole time I'm like, all right, I still have them. Okay,
I can always like fall back on you. I'm like, well, if I did like whatever set, Maddy's gonna come in here and fucking murder, so it's all gonna be a good show.
Yeah.
And I don't have to worry about all the host bullshit. Like I don't have to like,
Yeah.
which I mean, hosting is fun, but it's like, you know, you
It's
gotta go
bullshit.
and like check everybody's time.
It's bullshit.
You gotta bring
Yeah.
everybody up.
It's
You
like an
gotta,
administrative job.
Yeah.
And when you're hosting, it's an administrative assistant. What I will say about Tony, shout out, his name is Tony Tripoli.
Great host.
Tony Tripoli. Any relation to Sam? Probably not.
I asked him, he said no.
Yeah. He was like, God, no. Tony actually hosted, which I like. Because I got that zin.
Yeah.
Oh, that zin.
Yoy.
That zin's dripping down. A lot of comics on the road are just going up right there and opening with, so I have a small dick.
Or a small mouth.
Or a small mouth, yep. And Tony actually was like, what's up, guys? I'm a good and you be dick. So it was great.
Yeah, he's like, how are you guys? What's up with
Yeah.
you guys?
Yeah. It was fun. It was nice to get some sun this weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll say that. Because we've been struggling in the Northeast.
It was
we've
nice to
been
get some
doing-
sun. It was nice to get hurt.
Yeah, do you want to
Nice
tell the
to
story
hurt.
of what happened?
I fell.
Okay, so let's paint the picture a little bit. What happened before you fell last night?
I did some drinking.
Yes, and what
I hit the
happened
town.
before last night? You were not drinking for a whole month.
Yeah, I went the month off of drinking.
And last night was the first time you were back on the sauce.
I was sauced up last night. I went a little bit overboard because I hadn't drank for a month, and I was like, I need to drink all of the drinks that I like. I was doing, Crown and Sprites. I was drinking tequila. I was drinking High Noons.
And what happened? We finished at the shows last night, and you didn't drink at the shows, right?
No.
You didn't drink at the club.
No.
But you said you want to check out Phoenix because it is a huge going out town.
Yes.
A lot of bars, a lot of clubs. You don't really see that do you see that in Indianapolis?
Yeah, we got a nice bar
A
scene.
little bit, but here it's like way bigger.
It is kind of off the chain. The weather's very nice.
Weather's
Everybody's
nice, so you got
outside.
bitches, tits out,
Bachelorette parties.
heels, short
Yeah.
skirts. Just
Saw a lot of that last night. It's
Skank
pretty cool.
fest, a different
Yes.
sort of skank fest. So you were gonna go check it out. So give us the rundown because I went to my hotel. I said bye, have fun, bitch.
Later.
I'm not doing that. Jakob doesn't even ask me. He knows I'm not doing all that.
No, I was like, I'm gonna have to go find mischief. I can do bad all by myself.
Yeah.
is what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went out, Ubered. Actually, Sam Tripoli was in town, so I bumped into him.
Shout out to that N-word saying guy.
Yep, shout out to Mr. N-word.
You stopped and saw him at the House of Comedy, which is nearby.
Yep.
And he said, anyone got stuff that this kid can do?
Yeah, well, because I asked him, because he said that his family's from out here. I was like, yo, like, what's the thing to do around here? He goes, hang on. And then he turned to the entire bar and was like, hey, does anybody have anything to do for this child tonight? And people were just rushing me. They were like, yeah, we have this thing. You can go down here, check this out. I was like, all right, what about Old Town? They're like, yeah, Old Town's the move. You want to go to these bars? Just called an Uber, went to this like cowboy saloon sort of
in Old Town.
thing in Old Town.
And Old Town has like a Western vibe.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
like a lot
Was
of
it
shops,
cool, or
a lot
was
of
it
bars. No, it was pretty dope.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out next time. And so you went to a cowboy.
It'd be cool to go out there, just not even like to drink. There's like a bunch
just check
of,
it
like,
out.
It was like the Old Town in Albuquerque.
Yeah. So you went to a cowboy saloon bar?
Yeah, but when I went out there, everybody was singing the Star Spangled Banner, and there was people like outside.
Real Americana.
Yeah, so I went up, I started singing with everybody. I was like, doing my thing, and then I tried to get in, but it was too packed. So I was like, I'm gonna go across the street.
Okay,
I
so
went
you
to this
ditched
little-
cowboy.
It was like, peace, guys. Went into the saloon, kind of hung out there for a bit.
Did you go in, you smashed the doors, the
Yeah.
swinging doors open.
I was like,
I'm new here.
I'm new in
Saddle.
town. There's a new cowpoke in town, y'all.
Meanwhile, it's all white guys in boat shoes.
Yeah, they're like, we're like, huh? Get out of here, guy. We don't like
that guy?
cowboys.
Why is he so big?
Yeah. They're like, oh, God, a country boy.
Oh, boy.
So, walked in, had a drink. Then I walked over to the karaoke bar, watched a bachelorette party, sing karaoke.
Oh, love. Bunch of sluts.
Bunch of sluts.
Were they wearing bachelorette crap like
Yeah, like the
sasses
little,
and stupid fucking...
I'm the friend.
Stupid. Yeah.
I'm the bachelorette.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Ugly or hot?
They had a few hot chicks, but it was, for the most part, cretins. A bunch of dudes hanging out with them, too. I was like, oh, man, they are going to ruin that marriage, probably.
Oh, absolutely.
So then left there, went back to the dive bar situation because I figured that place was starting to die out. Everybody would flood in over there. I met a couple fraternity brothers, Arizona State University.
Now describe what they looked like and what they were wearing. White, obviously.
White. One guy, I don't know, potentially Jewish.
Okay. Surprising.
The other guy, he was, I don't know. He was like a shorter guy. He had like gel in his hair. It was like...
Yeah, a little product heavy men.
Yeah, definitely product
Stiff
heavy.
hair men.
Yeah,
Polos?
button-up t-shirts.
Button-ups.
With a few buttons down, a couple chains.
Chains, chest hair.
Um,
Shorts?
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't look below the waist.
Just a sea of whites.
Honkies.
Okay.
Yeah, it was honky tonk.
Yep.
Yeah, and we just started hanging out, started
Nice.
taking
What'd
some
you say?
shots.
What's up? I'm Jakob. How are you guys?
Yeah, we were just sitting next to the bar. I was like, what's up, bros?
Nice.
And they were like, what up? And then we got to talking. And then the one guy said his dad does stand up. He's like an open micer out here. And then the other dude said that he did a talent show in 8th grade. So we instantly connected.
Yeah. Oh, great, dude. Yeah. So you know about the grind.
I was like, you guys get it.
Yeah. So you guys started talking. So now you're hanging out with the frat bros.
Yes.
And they're weird.
I'm with dogs. Yeah, they were, they were just like, I was like, asking about the town and stuff. And they're like, fuck that. Let's get some cocaine.
Of course.
They're like, we need a bag tonight.
Of course. And you said they were saying the N-word a little bit?
They were dropping the N-word.
Yeah.
And then I started feeling uncomfortable.
Of course, Jacob. Of course you did.
It was
Cut to Jacob saying it.
Yeah.
But you know me, I was getting very uncomfortable.
I was getting uncomfortable because I was just like, these guys are dangerous people.
They are.
They will get me into trouble.
Yeah.
They're going to do something that is going to fucking destroy. One of them's going to die from cocaine overdose.
And all their dads will get them out of it, and you'll be stuck in jail.
Yeah. And I'll be calling you. I'll be like, Maddy,
I don't
Maddy,
care.
save me.
I can't help you, bitch.
I'm in a bind.
So they're talking about getting a bag of Coke.
Yeah.
That's when you got to dip.
Well, I didn't dip immediately. I was like, all right, we're hanging out. Let's see what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So we go to another bar, and then we're drinking because they can't find Coke. They like want it.
They're
so
losers.
bad.
We're like, oh, I'm Coke, I'm Coke, I'm Coke.
Yeah.
That's the worst energy is when you're with people drinking and they're looking for Coke.
Yeah.
Oh, so fiendish. I'm like, just chill, drink a little more. I always thought drinking more is the way to not have to get Coke.
Yeah.
Because drinking is pretty energizing for me. I never really understood the Coke thing.
I don't know. I just I drink and then I don't know, it doesn't really energize me. I feel good, but then after a little while I start to get a little tired.
Right, I get it.
You're getting jazzed up, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, alcohol's enough for me. I don't need cocaine.
I don't know. I haven't known you in your drinking time. I've only known sober.
Fun as fuck. Like me, 4 drinks in, on top of the world.
What up?
Yeah. No Coke needed. Talking to everyone. Everyone is interesting. Conversations are flowing.
Man. I'm pretty much just you've seen me drink. I'm an extension of what I am now.
Yeah, boring. JK.
Yeah, definitely.
So what happened? You ditched the guys?
Yeah, eventually ditched them and then went home.
No, because you were going to go to a strip club.
I was going to go to the strip club, but I was very tired because there's a 3-hour time difference and it was 2 a.m.
Yeah. It's 2 hours, but all good.
Yeah, 2 hours. So then I got in the taxi, went it was pretty uneventful evening. I ended up spending $300 on drinks and Ubers.
Yeah, first night back. Woohoo!
Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then you got back. You woke up hungover.
Went to go get a sandwich.
Yeah, and what happened when you got a sandwich?
Well, I ate half of it, started walking back to the hotel, and then I don't even know what I think it was the sprinkler system thing. There was a handle twisty.
Almost like a manhole looking thing, but not like a circle.
It was plastic, but it had the ridges of steel on it.
It had the sheen of cement.
Yeah. So I thought it was hard. So I'm walking, between this little patch of dirt, and I was like, oh, might as well just put all of my weight on that. That's definitely safe. And then snapped in half, and my shoe came off, my pants fell down, I scraped my knees pretty viciously.
And mind you, it's Arizona, so the ground is not
forgiving.
No. It's pure dust.
It's rocks.
It's rocks.
Yeah.
There's no life in this ground.
None at all.
There's no moisture to be had in this state.
It's
you fall on some grass, oh man, you fall on this ground.
This ground there's blood on this ground.
Blood.
There's
yeah.
This is old Mexico.
Yeah. And your ass thought you would just step right over it.
I thought I would just
and
walk.
You fell like a fucking cartoon.
Felt like a cartoon.
Shoe fell off.
And then some lady sitting in her car is like, hey, aren't you the comedian from last night? I was like, yeah.
Were you like Peter Griffin?
No, I was just laughing. I was shaking my head, laughing, and I was like, I need to call Maddy.
Yeah.
I need to get her on the line.
And by the way, when you texted me, I was on a fucking hike, bitch.
Yeah.
Because
you ditched me for the hike, but rightfully so, because I couldn't survive walking down the street, let alone a 7-mile hike.
Literally. You thought you were going to go hiking with me? You can't even handle a 0.4-mile walk to get a fucking sandwich.
No.
That was your hike.
That was my hike. Yeah. And it was treacherous.
Yeah. Yeah, you were like, oh, where's my Nalgene?
I was asking the people, I was like, do you guys have any Neosporin?
Yeah. So, yeah, that's hilarious. I went on a hike. It was great. Actually, no, it was fine. See, I like my hikes to be... When I go on a hike, I like my surroundings to be alive.
Yeah.
The desert doesn't really do it for me.
No?
No.
It seemed like you were having fun with the cactus.
At first, it was like, wow, this is cool. It's scenic. I went to like a big mountain preserve. I don't even remember what it's called. It's 15 minutes closer to the center of the city. Big ass fucking mountains. I could throw a football over the mountains. And at first it was like cool. The sun was still low because I went out at 8:30 in the morning. Flat, like cactuses, not a lot of people out there. But then the sun starts going up in the middle of the sky. Oh, I felt like I was fucking Lewis and Clark. Just out there. It was so hot. Usually I like to hike for a really long time. Today I cut it after like an hour and a half because it was too hot. Hikes, you gotta have some sort of water.
You gotta have some wind in your sails.
You gotta have wind. You gotta have the shade of the trees, birds chirping. It was just me and my feet hitting the gravel. Crunch, crunch.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like when you're in the woods and stuff, at least there's like shit to look at. Or you could be like, maybe there's like a bobcat hiding. I should speed up.
Yeah, and then you're like, ooh, water. And you can look at water. When you hear water, you're like, oh my God, it's so peaceful.
Yeah, your surroundings are always changing.
Changing. When you're in a desert hike, when you're walking in the
just
woods,
you
it's
versus
just
the
you
desert.
and it's so far. And when you're walking in the woods, you feel like you're moving fast because it's like tree. Mm-hmm. When it's the desert, new tree, bush, fern, redwood, water. When it's the desert, cactus. 100 feet away, another cactus.
The sun beating down.
I see why
on
motherfuckers go crazy out here.
Yeah.
So I
Desert
went.
madness is a thing.
Yeah, it is. I started like hallucinating like Chick-fil-A.
You saw a mirage.
Yeah, 10 minutes in, I was like, cheeseburger. Oh. But it was pretty sick. It was pretty sick. This is a nice time to be in Phoenix because it's like 6:50s in the morning, so it wasn't too brutal. I got there, flatlands, walking. I peed in a bush.
You peed in a bush?
Yeah, because... Of course, the minute I get there, I have to pee.
Damn, you were going through it out there. You were really roughing it.
I don't know about you. I hate walking and having to pee.
I mean, yeah. I hate doing anything and having to pee.
I hate it. So it's like 12 minutes in, I just ducked behind a bush and let it rip.
Yeah, some passerby saw you, you're like, shh.
Yeah. Don't tell anyone.
Come to the Desert Ridge Improv.
Of course, 10 feet later, there's a bathroom. Great.
You're like, oh, well.
Thanks.
At least the bush is healthier.
Yeah. And then did a whole circle, and then I did some little peaks and vibes like that.
Nice.
Then the trails got a little too populated for me. I don't like hiking when there's a lot of people out there.
Yeah.
Because then it's like every 2 minutes, hi, how are you?
Like, oh, yeah, you have to do that like awkward, like you see them, they see you, but they're too far away, so you know it's coming.
The timing, you're like, okay, not yet. Hi, how are you?
Yeah.
The worst is when you look up and they don't fucking look at you.
I do that.
Bruh.
That's how I get down.
You gotta acknowledge. It's me and you in the desert.
I'll do that.
You're gonna ignore me like I'm a coworker you're trying not to talk to?
I'll do this, I'll go.
That's a nice one. Even just a nod.
I'll give a nod, maybe.
I hate the timing of it. How are you?
I don't know. I feel like it's like, look, I have business to tend to. We're both here, you know.
Absolutely.
You don't want to do this as much as I don't want to do this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I respect that. People were out there and like there was guys biking, you know, biker guys like mountain gear.
They're like, get out of my way.
Gear guys. Like spandex suit guys.
Like, as you can tell, I do this.
As you can tell. Hobby. Okay? So get out of my fucking way.
He's like, listen, this is a hobby, but you wouldn't know that by looking at me.
2 guys passed me on their bikes. I let them go by and they're like, you're probably going faster than we are. He was like, be nice when you go by us again. Shut up.
And he's like, can we get a bag?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, should we do cocaine on the hike?
There was people out there with like walking sticks, like the poles. So extra.
Poles?
Yeah, like 2 poles.
Are they old?
I guess a couple people were, yeah. So
Good.
Extra.
Yeah, honestly, if you need like utensils to walk, give it up.
Agreed.
Get a fucking wheelchair.
I agree. I totally agree. This guy picked me up in
Or
his...
do it indoors.
This guy picked me up in his Uber. The Ubers this weekend are chatty, aren't they?
Chatty. And they're all like business. They all have like major jobs and they're just like Ubering.
There's
for fun.
Ubering. Okay, I took 3 Ubers this weekend. First one, well, I took more, but the first one who picked me up from this preserve, he works at Budweiser. He's like, what's that hat? Because I was wearing the Madhouse hat. I'm like, oh, it's my podcast. You got a podcast? My buddies, we work at Budweiser. We started a podcast on our lunch break. We shoot the shit, but sometimes it gets out of pocket. I'm like, they're gonna fire you. He's like, yeah, they just fired someone for being on live on the warehouse floor.
Damn.
Because the corporate people, they said that they got nervous that the guy was on live because he said they had
He's giving company secrets out.
Yeah, there was a dead rat.
What?
And the guys had a funeral for the dead rat.
They like all poured out like a Budweiser.
Yeah, they did. He showed me the photo. They like surrounded. They put like a circle of stuff around him. They like prayed. Pretty freaky stuff.
R.I.P. the rat, I guess. But also, I don't like to think about rats rummaging around by my Bud Lights.
Me neither. Exactly. That's why that bitch fired the guy for being on live. Second Uber, we got picked up after lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you
He
guys
was a fed. He was a fucking fed.
Oh yeah, on our way to lunch, the guy worked for the government.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what do you think of all the Elon stuff? Oh, I love it.
Love it.
Way too many people. Our government needs to be run like a business. I'm like,
I don't know. I haven't really looked into too much of it. It doesn't really affect me, but at the same time, like, yeah, save money, dude. Once I heard that like we're gonna get like some money back.
yeah.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, true. I just don't like firing park rangers is so rude to me.
Is that what he's doing?
Yeah, a lot of the parks people got fired.
Are the parks still gonna run though?
Yeah, but they said in the summer it might be tight. Might be tight. But this guy was talking about moving from Vegas to...
What do you really do as a park ranger?
Well, you range over the parks.
Yeah, but like the parks range them. You go to a park.
No, there's more stuff. There's like surveying and reporting and stuff like that. They have their little plot. They probably do, they probably take notes of like animals they see and stuff like that.
I think like 2 guys could do that.
Jacob, come on.
I'm just saying, like,
fucking libertarian over here.
I'm not gonna say I'm libertarian, but I'll say that's where I lean.
Understood. Well, if you're libertarian,
But
then,
also, I mean, I don't know. You know, I think it's one guy compared being a libertarian to like a cat. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, cats think that they can do everything by themselves, but they need somebody to feed them and shit.
yeah, and scoop their litter.
And when he said that, I was like, yeah, I'm not a libertarian.
You're not a libertarian. You're living in a shed in your parents' backyard.
I am.
So.
But I'm doing that freely.
Barely.
Barely.
Your fucking stepmom's waiting for you to move out so she can do her art again.
This is true.
It was supposed to be her art studio, and now you're posted up.
She's probably going to do like claw stuff.
What?
She's probably going to do like
she's
claw
a claw
games.
machine expert.
Mm-hmm.
And our other Uber, he was a big, huge guy.
He was huge.
He was like overflowing into the passenger seat.
He was a big boy, and he was a big business boy.
And he was a big Shane Gillis fan.
He was.
He was like, we get in, oh, you're comedians? I was just watching Shane on SNL. That guy is so funny. He's my buddies and I, we're going to Minnesota. And every time I take a trip with my friends, we got 3 requirements. Good food, good comedy, and bitches. No, he didn't say that, but...
He implied it.
Oh, he implied. Mm-hmm. For sure. So a lot of chatty Uber drivers.
Yeah, I told him a story about how I met Shane and my friend came out as gay.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Every time you speak to them, I'm like, Jacob. He was like, I was just in Indianapolis. I had to try that St. Elmo's Steakhouse.
He quit talking after that, though.
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm.
And then like 5 minutes later, he was like, are you guys okay?
Yeah, he checked on us. He's like, you guys all right? I'm like, yeah, we're cool.
Love that. Mm-hmm. He said he went to St. Elmo's.
Yeah.
I'm adamantly against the St. Elmo's cocktail sauce.
Against it?
Yeah.
Why?
It's too much horseradish. It's not good.
I don't know. Maybe you just don't have an advanced palate.
Maybe. I have a palate for New Mexican food.
Yeah.
We
Your
had
meal
that.
was definitely better than mine.
Yeah, we went to a New Mexican food place called Richardson's. And they had something on their menu called the famous green potato. Jacob was like, what is this? I'll have that.
Well, because it was famous.
And the way she described it, she said it was like a double baked potato covered in chili, baked again, poured with all the shit on it. So I thought it was going to be a huge plate with a big potato in the middle.
With chili and like fucking peppers and whatnot. That's what I thought I was getting into.
I thought you were going to get the goods.
It was just like a
She came
chili,
out with like a log.
It was like a hot dog.
It was like this big.
Yeah. With a fucking moat filled with potato.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it was like... There was like a tortilla. I think I was supposed to wrap it like a burrito, but...
I think so too.
But they folded it funky.
It was really weird.
It like...
They folded it like a t-shirt.
Yeah.
It was really weird.
So I just kind of like picked it up in that weird fold and ate it like a taco.
I had to give you half my chilaquiles.
You did. You donated to my...
I did. But my meal was fire.
Yeah, it was.
Fucking steak.
I was like, damn it. Why didn't I get some real shit?
It was gas.
Fucking up with these.
You know why I was pissed though? Because she left and then I realized... There was a back of the menu. Mm-hmm. That fucking...
Yeah, you could have been eating that lunch.
It was like quesadillas, sandwiches. Screwed myself.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Then you had to watch me drink an Aperol Spritz.
I know, I had a sip. Changed my whole day.
I felt bad about that.
I was walking on air.
I shouldn't. You were like, give me a sip. I was like, no.
It was good
give me a
too.
Sip. All right.
It was good. It was a huge glass.
It was, and it was delicious.
The vibes were too good there, though.
I know, it was such a hang.
The restaurant was like Adobe. Like, I felt like I was in like a Navajo home.
Yeah, it was cool because, like, you know, it's like outside, but there's a lot of like...
Love that.
I don't know, greenery. Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of like flowers and whatnot.
Yeah, it's like
and
a little
secret. And then you go inside, and then the booths are like the Pueblos or Adobes.
Yeah, Pueblo. It's cool as fuck.
As soon as we sat in, we just started rubbing it.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
It's so smooth.
Wow. I was like, I want to knit like a poncho.
Yeah.
For my abuela.
Man. We should have asked him, been like, hey, do you have any poncho materials in here that we can like...
No. That's what
like,
they would have said.
You're like, no.
If you could live in any Native American home, what do you think you would pick?
I don't know. Like, probably some shit like that. Like the square. Yeah.
Yeah. I like a teepee's classic, but I wonder about the, how crowded it gets.
Yeah, and like also like structural integrity.
Right. One gust of wind, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're stronger than we think.
I'm sure they're strong, but I'm positive a tornado would fuck them up.
Right. Meanwhile, Adobe's still standing.
Yeah.
Tornado comes through, it'll suck the couch out of your Adobe, but it'll still be standing.
Yes.
I also don't know if Adobe's a word for a house, but you know what I mean? Like the clay houses.
I'm with you.
In the Southwest, they had it going on.
Uh-huh.
Up in the North, they had teepees, wigwams.
Well, they're still like there. The old ones are still
I know.
Like, so they
True.
They're pretty weathered.
I ain't never seen a longhouse. Tell you that much.
I only see like people recreating teepees.
Yeah, for like when you go to like a Native American museum or something, and you go in, the chief's inside.
Yeah.
How? He's
I'm like, yeah, how did you get here?
He's like, I'm actually Pakistani. Don't tell anyone.
He's like, there's actually not a lot of natives left.
I don't know. They hired me because I'm brown. It's really hard to find people who want to do this job.
Tough.
Anyway, welcome.
Hello.
I love those kind of museums where you like walk around and it's like an old village or something.
Mm-hmm. I don't, because it feels like a lot of walking for nothing. It's almost like going on a hike.
It is, yeah. It is. You'd be falling in some holes there.
Yeah, definitely. I'd be falling in some fucking...
I love those. It's so fun. You can't get them to break character either.
I haven't like... I think I went to one, but they were selling stuff too. Like I bought like a little... Yeah, it was a fair, and they had...
They're like we have Square and Venmo.
Yeah. Like it was that type of ordeal. They sold like knives and like little like obsidian daggers.
Yeah. Classic.
Yeah.
I loved it. They had Sturbridge Village in Massachusetts. We went once. There was 2 years of my life where my dad didn't have a job. It was so awesome.
Yeah, that was the thing to do.
Yeah, he would go on like the field trips and be the chaperone.
Hell yeah.
It was so sick.
Dude, that's cool when you got like a man on the inside.
Yeah. And like, you don't ever see a dad being a chaperone.
Yeah.
So the teachers were like, Mr. Smith.
He was probably the man.
Yeah. He was the fucking man. But he's also kind of stern.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be like, Norman.
Like, hey, Quit that.
Yeah.
Cut that out.
Yeah.
Break it up, you two.
Yeah. And we went to Sturbridge Village, and
I bet they respected him too. I bet they were like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, we have to stop, Mr. Smith."
yeah,
is
Mr.
here."
Smith.
Smith is a strong name too.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
That's like a spy name.
yeah, blacksmith.
Blacksmith.
Yes. My dad's a whitesmith, but
Yeah.
I love those.
Blacksmith's strong profession.
Yes, it is. Respected.
Mm-hmm.
Good trade to have.
Good trade.
Yeah. You can't get those guys to break character. I was in Philly once, and sometimes in Philly, like, revolutionary guys will be walking around.
Yeah.
I ran into Ben Franklin.
You're like, boom.
I was like, let me get a selfie. He was like, I don't know what that is. Shut up, bitch.
You're like, what's this? And you pull out $100 bill, and you're like, who is that?
Yeah.
Who is that?
How'd you get on there?
How'd you get on there?
I'm like, I know you go home and jack it.
That's how they'd be like, what did that happen? The short circuit. Yeah.
Yeah. Good times. Well, this was one for the books.
This was one for the books.
This was definitely better than Hartford.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to compare cities. That's rude. Because we did have fun in Hartford.
We did.
But this was more to do, more to see. Hartford was like,
Yeah.
that's that's a hotel room city.
It was cool because I had never been there before, and
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, no matter what, I feel like if I go somewhere I haven't been before, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not like a town that like I would want to like really come back to. There's nothing really like.
I ask you next time, you're like, I'm so busy.
No, I'd still go if
I'm
we were
opening for
doing
Cam.
if we were doing stand up. I'd be like, yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah. But you never go back.
But like if someone was like, hey, dude, like let's go on vacation. Let's go to Hartford, Connecticut.
Right.
I would not. But if someone was like, hey, we're going to Phoenix, I'd be like, yeah, that's
Yeah, it's cool. It's nice to go to a big city.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much to do. There's better food.
Yeah.
Hartford, we were looking at like 2 restaurants.
Yeah, the best thing we ate there was Big Mac egg rolls.
Those were so good.
Those were off the chain.
Well, they got shipped in from somewhere else. They just put them in the fryer.
Yeah.
They didn't even make those.
No.
The pizza was good. At Joey Garlic's.
Oh, yeah.
That was good.
That actually was crazy. I
was
forgot
good.
about that.
Yeah.
And that sandwich.
Yeah.
Still thinking about that sandwich.
That was good. Okay, maybe Hartford was fire.
Yeah, that was a pretty good time.
Wait.
And the club was cool. I like the stage.
Yeah, I like a tiny little stage.
Yeah, the Funny Bone stages are cool to me.
I like the Funny Bone because they're low and tiny.
Mm-hmm.
This was like the perfect height this weekend.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have a huge stage, big stage like that, perfect height. Sometimes it's too tall.
And I like it how the room was like, it went straight and back. There
Love
wasn't
that.
like a lot going on the
Love
left. There wasn't a
that.
lot going on the right.
Love that. I feel so in control when everyone's right in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
When it's like people are here, I'm like, oh my god.
I know. I'm like,
can't
hey, what's up,
control
you guys? Hey, how are
I
you?
can't control them.
Yeah, they're coming at you at all sides.
It really freaks me out. And you're really Magoobies.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like amphitheater, like
I feel like I was in the fucking
I feel like I was in
gladiator pit.
the Coliseum.
Yeah.
Like, and that's when you get like people having convos over here. When it's
Yeah.
one straight shot. Shut up, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Fire.
Because like you're so secluded.
Yeah.
They're so like in their like pod, like
Yeah.
like up in the rafters.
Have you been to a theater show for comedy?
No,
You never been to one?
never done a theater.
It's crazy. So I've opened for Theo and Bert and whatever.
Yeah.
I'll go up to the balcony, see what it's like. Full on living room. They're up there. Hey, blah 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 blah. Yeah, blah, my wife.
And they
blah,
tune
blah, blah.
back in and
Yeah.
then they come back.
Full
Oh, it's so
on-
funny.
Full on just lounge.
I would never want to watch a show like that.
Me neither.
I don't.
Theo's this big.
Jeez.
He's like, Falcon died. This
Falcon
big.
died.
He's this big. They're like, Theo!
My Falcon died too.
Yeah. It's crazy up there.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, it'd be cool to do that, to do stand up in a big ass room like that, but to go see it, I don't know if it would really be.
I think it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be saying that because that's, But But if it's the only
What do
way
you
to
mean?
see a comedian you really like, I guess it's, I guess if everyone's doing arenas,
Yeah.
and Shane Gillis comes to town,
But all those guys do like smaller rooms, but
Yeah.
I guess you have to like go to them.
yeah. But if you live in fucking, Idaho, Hartford, Idaho, and
Yeah.
they have the one arena in Idaho. Shane's not doing a small place there. So for them, you're going to go out to that. But if you're in the balcony, you just end up watching the screen. You just
Yeah.
watch the screens on the side of the stage. So you might as well be at home.
Watching the special.
Yeah,
But I mean, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
for sure.
You got to make it happen how you can.
I just think clubs are so fun.
Yeah. I definitely like the clubs.
We met some...
I say that, but I would definitely do a theater. I would love to like check that out too, experience that. But
It's fun. I will say there's some theaters that feel like clubs, the way they're so compact, that the laughter is like
probably like thunderous.
screaming.
Yeah.
Like... like
Shake the room.
you're like they're blowing you to the curtain. You're like, whoa! But also, if you
You're
don't
thinking like, damn, do I want to do that again? I have to do that again.
but also if you bomb, you can hear the air.
You hear the
You
crickets.
can hear the molecules.
The molly.
Yeah. We met some interesting people this weekend. Shout out to Jose. He said he watches the Road Hogs and the Madhouse.
What up, Jose?
He works at Pizzeria Bianco.
I think that was
Is that what it's called? Best pizza in the country, I guess.
Earth?
Which we should have tried because you're such a pizza head.
I know. I wish I
But-
would have known about it
I
beforehand.
know, he
but
fucked up.
I was
Next
thinking
time.
about hitting him up before I got on the flight, but it's going to be 12:30, so they open at 11.
Yeah, gonna be tight.
Yeah.
Tight as fuck. We met 3 women who, I don't know what their deal was,
It's like a mom, daughter,
and some old woman.
older friend.
And they were dressed really uniquely.
Yeah.
The mom was wearing a black dress,
Mm-hmm.
not slutty at all. Cardigan, also black. Black hair, heels this tall, but like witch heels. Witch velvet heels. Her daughter had red hair, huge tits.
Massive.
And the old woman had like a Wiccan vibe as well.
It was interesting. The mom and the daughter didn't look alike at all.
Yeah. And they were
Then-
kind of being shifty about, like they were saying they live in Montana, but now they're here. But it's
Yeah.
cold right now here, so we might go somewhere else. I'll go to Florida. Oh, we were just in Orlando. They saw 7 comedy shows this week.
Yeah, they're about to go on the road just to watch comedy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what they have going on.
I think they're like sister wives.
To who?
I don't know.
The daughter said that the mom gets a lot of numbers.
And the daughter said, my dad was in Yellowstone, but the mom wasn't like, yeah, that's my man.
Wait, was that what the daughter said, or was that
The daughter said, my dad was in Yellowstone.
Huh.
Because they filmed Yellowstone in their Montana town. I think they live in a car.
They did have a like air of like
Nomadic
nomadic
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Very interesting.
I would have liked to talk to them more.
They were, yeah. Very intriguing.
Yeah. There's a lot going on there. And they like hung out to the end. We talked. The daughter's about to do like her first open mic.
Yeah, she said she's doing 1 minute tomorrow.
She's about to do Kill Tony.
Yeah, she'll probably go on Kill Tony, Murder, doing theaters in a month.
That would be crazy.
That'd be so funny. She had huge tits.
I know.
Yeah.
I almost wanted to give her a high five.
I wanted to give her a fucking right in between those things.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I wanted to get sucked in. They were looking at me.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know. I was sitting there. I was looking at them when I could, and it was like a squeal in the distance. It was like a squeal. A squeal.
Piggy.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the hog in me was like coming
Yeah.
out.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
But I was like, shh, hog, I'm listening to these witches.
I don't think that's her real daughter because the mom didn't have tits.
No.
She had red hair. The daughter had red hair.
I mean, the dad must have like powerful Yellowstone genetics that just took over.
Something. Or they're hookers. Who knows? Anyway, I feel like that's our episode.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
Fantastic time.
Per usual, Jacob, where can we find you?
Find me, social media, Jakob Kendall 69. Find me on the road with Maddy.
Yeah, we're coming out soon to a bunch of stuff coming up. We are coming to, I'm coming to DC March 10th to 13th or something like that. DC Improv.
Mm-hmm.
That's in not this coming weekend, but the next weekend. Then I'm doing 6 shows in Denver. So that's March 20 to 23rd. Comedy Works. So come out to that. And then Jacob's coming with me to Milwaukee on March 27th. One night at Milwaukee Improv. Night after that, we're doing the Den Theater in Chicago. And after that, we're doing Raleigh, which is April 11th through 12th in the Raleigh Improv. So come out to those.
Hell yeah.
Aside from that, I'll be in Austin at the Creek in the Cave, April 4th and 5th. And later on this year, Albuquerque, Fort Collins, Colorado, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and more. MaddySmithComedy.com. And we'll see you next time on the Road Hogs. Peace.
Peace.